it's going to be a spectacular Sunday afternoon in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, as the Indians play host to the Oakland A's in the series finale. It's the rubber match between the Tribe and their rivals from the AL West. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Going into play yesterday, the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox were baseball's most prolific home run hitting teams. But after yesterday, the Oakland A's with those 3 home runs, they and the Indians now have hit the 3rd most homers in the American League.
Yeah, they are tied, but Oakland comes right back into the ball game. Jed Lowry hits a 2-run home run to bring him within 1, and then back-to-back homers. They tie that game quickly, and you head into extra innings, and it doesn't last long because Stephen Piscotty hits another 2-run home run. They score 3 more. This is a team that scores late in baseball games. They can hit the home runs, and they are the amazing A's when it comes to home runs on the road. They lead the Boston Red Sox by 10 homers. They've homered 77 times. You've got to be careful with those guys late in ball games.
Shane Bieber will get the start today for the Indians, and he's in an interesting spot, pitching in a series finale. Indian starters are 9-0 in the last 9 series finales, and Bieber has 2 of those wins.
Well, Bieber has been amazing. He's taken over that number 5 starting role. He's undefeated. He's 2-0 at home, and you know the depth of that breaking ball that he's been throwing is very good, and he's been something really special. And he's just you know, going out there doing his thing, and it doesn't look like he's worried about a whole lot.
Indians A's here at Progressive Field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We'll be back with today's first pitch. Plus, Alan Jensen have the showstopper, and we'll check in with Andre Knott straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians, and by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits.
degrees, slight breeze blowing. Couldn't ask for much better as the Indians try and win this series. The rubber match coming up in just moments with Shane Bieber on the mound for the Tribe. Another great crowd here today as well as we welcome you back to center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Let's take a look at our showstopper from yesterday, and that showstopper, former Tribesman Mark Reynolds, who is really taking to Washington, D.C. 10 runs batted in last night on a perfect 5-for-5 effort with a couple of home runs.
And you remember on Thursday night, Trey Turner had 8 RBIs in an Nats comeback win over the Marlins, and according to the Elias Sports Bureau, Turner and Reynolds are the first teammates to record 8 or more RBIs in a game in the same week. You have to go all the way back to 2012 to have 2 players record 8 or more RBIs in a season. That was Nelson Cruz and Josh Hamilton. Well, my goodness, has Washington awakened after that players-only meeting? I think so.
I marvel at your research.
Thank you.
I just marvel.
Thank you very much. That's on a Sunday, by the way.
It is. Let's go upstairs. Matt and Rick have the call on today's game. Fellas, take it away.
Well, we have marveled at how Shane Bieber has pitched and pitched well and passed every test so far in this rookie's career. I mean, Rick, we talk about he's had to pitch a couple of games where they're trying to avoid getting swept. He's pitched well. Whether it's keeping the momentum, stopping momentum, whatever it is, he's done it all and he's done well. And with more on that, we go downstairs to Andre Knott with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
Thank you very much, Matt. What a great Sunday of weather to finish off this weekend versus the A's. And for Shane Bieber, we all talked about when he came up how some people within the industry, some people with the Indians talked a little bit about Shane Bieber kind of being like Corey Kluber a little bit and how he prepared, how he got ready, that steely face that never changes. So I sat down with Corey Kluber and asked him his thoughts on Shane Bieber, and also with Carl Willison, his impression of what he's seen from the young righty.
I think that he had that, before he ever spent any time around me. I think that, he had a chance to come spend a couple days with us last year, and I think that was kind of one of the reasons why, is for him to see that the things that he does are the same way that guys do things up here, and to kind of have that affirmation that he is doing things the right way, things like that. So I don't think that that's me. I think that he's a good kid, and he's had that long before he was up here.
The starts he's made, he has seen that his stuff definitely plays. We've seen him step up and pitch with maturity beyond his years when he's gotten into some situations where the bases get kind of dirty and he needs to make some big pitches. He's able to do that, and I honestly felt like the Kansas City start a couple of nights ago, we saw something, and hopefully he realized it in that the first 3 innings, he wasn't quite himself. He didn't have quite the same, late action, particularly to his secondary pitches. He was able to minimize damage and then find himself in the last 3 innings. He threw the baseball as well as he's thrown it at any period of time he's been here. And that's tough for a starting pitcher to do, particularly a young guy like Shane. So, he's been everything that was advertised and more.
Yeah, his last start, he didn't have the same velocity and the movement wasn't there. But after they got him some runs and they gave him the lead back, I'll tell you what, he settled in, he pitched well, and that's what you have to do as a young player. And every time so far in his 5 starts, he has left the ball game with the lead this year. So he's been outstanding.
Trying to get himself ready to take the mound here this afternoon in the series finale against the Oakland A's. The Indians 11 games over 500, 10.5 games up in the AL Central. The Oakland A's, meanwhile, 49-40. They're 10 games back in the AL West. Houston leads that division with a mark of 60-31. Then Seattle at 56-34, followed by Oakland. We've said it before throughout the weekend. It's a critical series and a critical road trip for Oakland with regards to how they in the front office maybe handle the rest of their season leading up to the trading deadline, which is less than a month away. Oakland will head to Houston for a big 4-game series with the division-leading Astros, then back to the Bay Area to take on the San Francisco Giants. Here come the Indians behind Shane Bieber to take the field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It once again is Kids Fun Day here at Progressive Field.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for any better weather this weekend. It has been a great, as far as the attendance goes, it's been a lot of fun and it's been a treat. So Shane Bieber is going to come out and make the start. He is today's Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. Shane Bieber, all he is 4-0, an ERA of 2.97. In 2 starts that he has made here at Progressive Field this year, he's gone 12 2/3 innings, allowed 14 hits, but just 1 earned run allowed. 16 strikeouts and 2 walks. First time he will be facing the Oakland A's, and we'll see how he does to this unit that can hurt you if you make a few mistakes.
Bob Melvin's starting lineup for Oakland looks like this. Dustin Fowler leads it off once again. Mark Canha bats second. Jed Lowry hitting third. Chris Davis in the cleanup spot. Matt Olson will hit fifth, then Stephen Piscotty. Lowry, Davis, Olson, Piscotty. They have all homered in the series. Matt Chapman, Marcus Semien, Josh Phegley will be behind the plate. He'll bat ninth for Oakland this afternoon.
Let's take a look at the Dodge defense. Different defense today with the left-hander starting for Oakland. It's Davis in left, Allen at center, Geyer over in right, Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Gonzalez is at second, Encarnacion gets the start at first. Roberto Perez is behind the plate.
Eric Cooper has the plate this afternoon. The crew chief Gary Cederstrom is at first. Sean Barber at second. Stu Sherwater will be at third base. The Indians have done a fantastic job, especially here of late, of finishing series. They have won 9 consecutive series finales. And the starters, well, they have the win in all 9 of those games. Shane Bieber's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Only once in those last 9 series finales had the Indians given up more than 2 runs. And in that game, they gave up 3. And that was against Oakland. The series finale out in the Bay Area.
Yeah, right. It was 5-3 going into the 8th inning when they exploded.
Now the 1-1. Hit hard to first. Encarnacion, who gets the start there today, makes the play. 1 away.
Boy, ball hit right on the nose, and he's sort of laughing over there with Gonzalez. That ball was smoked. Looked like he caught it in the pocket. And watch, he's shaking his hand after he takes that glove off. He made the play. He comes up. He runs to first. Says, "Get out of here. I've got it." But jokingly, after they throw it around, he took the glove off and started shaking the hand.
Mark Canha steps in. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Canha, 4 out of 8 in the series with a double. Bieber quickly ahead of him, 0-2. Got in on him, popped it up. The shortstop Lindor fighting the sun. Can't make the catch.
Does he have glasses on? Nope. I don't know how many times we can see it. Not a cloud in the sky. You know it coming out. He's going to shade his eyes, but then it never comes out of the sun. But there are no glasses on. They give him a base hit. Unbelievable.
So 1 on 1 out. Here's Jed Lowry. Jed Lowry 2 for 7 in the series with a home run. Going back to June 15th, he's hit .347 with 7 doubles, 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. And that just missed outside. He has been the key to the A's success so far this year. And the Indians know that all too well. He's hit a couple of big home runs against them.
Yeah, he has 25 doubles, a triple, 15 homers.
His 2-run home run last night really got them back in the game.
It energized him.
Lazy fly ball, shallow center. Allen was playing deep, but he's there. 2 down. Take a look at our storylines, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For Shane Bieber, the key, keep it in the park. And he's only given up 3 home runs so far this year. Brett Anderson, meanwhile, just staying on the field has been an accomplishment for him. Or it would be an accomplishment if he can stay on the field. Two down, Chris Davis, the DH. And Canna draws a throw from Bieber. Davis snapped an 18-game homerless streak last night that tied the game up in the 8th inning. Gave the Ace a chance to come back and win it in extras.
Yeah, they made a mistake to him, and it was a fastball, pretty much middle, out over the plate, and he drove it into left center field. The one thing we noticed about Chris Davis this year against the Indians, he's really, changed his stroke compared to what we've seen in the past. Get to 2 strikes instead of trying to hit everything out of the ballpark. Had a couple of good hits against the Indians going the other way.
Looked like a strike, called a ball. 1-2.
Pretty good pitch. Take a look at it on a Nissan pitch tracker. You'll see the dot. It's going to go right to the top corner of that strike zone. And it might have been a ball with off.
Wow, another close pitch. That one goes Davis's way as well, and it's 2-2. I mean, I see where it ends, but when it goes through the strike zone, it looked like it was good enough. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Canna at first here in the first. And the 2-2 is hit in the air to right field, and that's trouble. That's going to hit the gap, and it's going to send Mark Canna around third, and the A's are going to play from in front. You give them a couple extra strikes, and that's what the good hitters will do.
Well, you give them a base runner and give them an extra out is what happens. Not only strikes, he shouldn't have been on base to begin with the fly ball. That was scored a hit, but he takes that ball to right center field.
Number 28.
And it plugs the gap, so Davis will have his 17th double, his 59th RBI in Oakland. Plays from in front.
Here is Matt Olson. And a foul back out of play. High fastball, 1-2 to count. Started after it, but held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Olson, among American League first basemen, has hit the most home runs this year with 19. And only Yonder Alonso of the Indians with more runs driven in by American League first baseman.
Well, when he's missed, he hasn't missed by much.
As liberal as the strike zone has been in the first 2 games of the series, it is the complete opposite here this afternoon. Those pitches were strikes in the first 2 games. The payoff. And now there are 2 on with 2 out.
Well, this is what Oakland does. They make you work with 2 outs. That first run coming with 2 outs. A tough at bat there by Olson. And yesterday into extra innings, Stephen Piscotty, a 2-run home run to break that 3-3 tie. Made it a 5-3 game. That was his 8th home run.
Fouled back out of play.
Right now he's had to throw 13 pitches since he got his 2nd out. He had bat to Davis and now Olson.
That home run by Piscotty yesterday, only his 3rd hit against the Indians in 5 games. 3 for 18 against Cleveland pitching. Two balls and a strike. Out of play again.
So far in this first inning, it looks like Bieber's been up in the strike zone with pretty much everything. Normally a guy that pitches down in the zone.
And a full count.
Well, let's see where Perez is sitting. He wants it down. He wants it on the outside edge. You see everything elevated. Not that that looked like that bad of a pitch, but it was upstairs. So now the 27th pitch in the first inning coming. Runners will be off.
Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. A's get on the board with a run on 2 hits, 2 left. The Indians coming to bat.
DL today, scheduled to make his 5th start this year. He is the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. 0-2 on the year with a 7.63 earned run average.
Francisco Lindor leads it off, and he takes ball 1. Lindor 4 for 8 in the series, has scored 4 runs. Play right side.
Anderson in his career against the Indians 2-0 with a .96 ERA in 4 career starts.
Off the glove, it's 2-2. To the second baseman, Lowry. 1 down. Michael Brantley follows Lindor. There's Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Brandon Geyer, Rajay Davis, Roberto Perez, Eric Gonzalez, Greg Allen. Only Michael Brantley, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for Terry Francona today, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Brantley with a hit in 7 straight. He had a 19-game hitting streak back in May, longest in the majors this year.
Defense about as straight up as you will get nowadays. I want to take a look at the baseball. Surprised they keep it in.
Brantley spun out of the way.
Fastball up and in, you spin out of the way. When you see it close to your shoulder, turn away.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Brantley goes down swinging, 2 away.
Let's check out that Oakland defense behind Anderson today. In the outfield, Canada's in left, Fowler in center, Piscotty over and right. On the infield from 3rd to 1st, it's Chapman, Semien, Lowry, and Olson. Josh Fagley will be doing the catching this afternoon.
Jose Ramirez. Ramirez has batted .316 at home this year. And Anderson working around the edges, falls behind 3-1. Right at the shortstop, Semien. The Indians go 1-2-3. It's 1-0 Oakland after an inning. The A's order due up.
See what he's got on this inning, don't you? An inning late. Got the flip downs.
Matt Chapman has been a real pain in the Indians side in this series, and he lines one foul deep down the left side. He is 5 for 8, including a pair of doubles. Now the 0-2 offering. Straighten him up with a good fastball.
Yeah, this guy is he's tore up the Indians in his career.
Oh, just a bit outside. 2-2. And another hit. And another double, perhaps. And he'll go in there easily. His third double of the series, second double of the game for Oakland.
Well, from what I'm witnessing against Chapman, everything that they throw him is away. That ball was out of the strike zone. That wasn't even a strike. He went down and hit it with 2 strikes. They're going to have to change their approach or their pitching pattern to this guy because everything away, he is worn out. So the third hit for the A's today, the second double.
Marcus Semien 2 for 8 in the series. Goes after the first pitch and a foul back. And there's a called third strike. Bieber's second strikeout. One down here in the second inning.
Batting 9 for the Athletics, number 19.
Take a look at this. It's a fastball away. That one he gets called that time. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Comes back a little bit.
Down to Andre.
Well, most would think with Shane Bieber starting his career off at 4-0 that he would be completely satisfied with his work. He's not. He's told me that he thinks his fastball command has been off, especially in his last 2 starts. He feels like that's what he banks on, being able to throw his fastball wherever he wants, and he hasn't been able to do it. So that's what he's been working on in between starts.
Check swing foul by Fegley.
Well, the amazing thing, like today, he's had hitters down in the count 0-2 or 1-2. And this is where Oakland has their 3 hits, the single, the 2 doubles, and then also a walk when he has had the hitters down in the count. So he hasn't been able to put them away the first time through.
Eric Cooper's strike zone hasn't helped tremendously.
No, I understand.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying
but
that hasn't helped either. That's
I know,
part of the game.
But you still got to put them away.
And that's where his fastball command may come in more important today with what the strike zone has been.
Very similar to his last start, where he wasn't sharp early, but he found a way to compete. Down and away, 1-1. Fegley's first start in the series. Called back from the minors a month ago. This is his 8th start behind the plate since then.
You know, Bieber's been a guy this year with nobody on. You know, he's aggressive. He's given up a 328 average. But with runners on, it goes down to 273. With runners in scoring position, it goes down to 207.
Good off-speed breaking ball in the outside corner, and it's 1-2.
There you'll see the curveball coming down. Takes something off of it. Good pitch. Another 1-2 count.
Bounced in there, and Perez keeps it in front, and runner Matt Chapman stays at second base. Bounce to first. Encarnacion with the scoop. He'll go to the bag. 2 down. Chapman moves to third.
Well, the Home Run Derby mobile game is back with more competition, more challenge, and more home runs than ever before. Enter the code ALLSTARDC to unlock exclusive All-Star gear at MLB.com/hardgame.
Dustin Fowler back to the top of the order. Grounded out his only time up, and a foul straight back to the screen.
And I gave you those numbers on Bieber, but he even gets better with runners in scoring position, 2 outs, down to a 167.
Fastball strike.
Fowler's been very good for the A's in that department. 2 outs, runners in scoring position.
Just missed up and in. And he tops this one foul over toward the first base coaching box. Breaks his bat. Oh, what a diving stop by Encarnacion, but he can't get it out of his glove, and the A's lead it 2-0. Oh, he made a great initial play, but then couldn't find the handle. And that enables Fowler to beat it out and Chapman to score.
You know what? It was a very good play. He's going to take a base hit away from him. And as he gets up to make the transfer, the ball falls out of the glove. And by the time Bieber gets over there and the throw gets there, Fowler beats it out. So that'll go as a 2-out single. That'll give the A's their second run.
And a first pitch strike to Mark Canha. So two defensive plays that could have been made but were not have led to two Oakland A's runs in the first 2 innings here today. Right back through the middle. Gonzalez will tag the bag. That'll get the Indians out of the frame. 2-0 Oakland, middle of the second. Edwin Encarnacion, Brandon Guyer, Rajay Davis due for the Tribe. Edwin leads it off, takes low, ball 1. Brett Anderson worked a 1-2-3 first inning. Edwin ruined a camera yesterday. He had a line smash. It destroyed the lens on that camera. They had to get a new one.
That's why they're shooting a different angle.
Pulls it foul over there.
Do it back-to-back days. I mean, he hit a bullet in there yesterday, and I mean, it didn't take long to hit. It came out. That's what happened. Boy, That's why we say fans are so lucky when you're sitting close to the ballpark. If you're not paying attention, something like that could happen. But you really have no way to get out of. You can't get out of the way. No chance.
Foul right back. Now the Parrots are far enough out of the way that they, should one come their direction, they have a little more reaction time out there in right field.
Yes, they do.
3-2 pitch. And a foul off to the right side. Edwin closing in on J.D. Martinez for the league lead in runs batted in. And with guys like Edwin and J.D. for that matter, J.D. Martinez of Boston, you might see 8, 9, 10 runs separating them, but they can make that up in a day or two. We saw in our showstopper earlier with Alan Jensen, 10 RBI game for Mark Reynolds last night.
Oh.
Edwin shot it between the feet of Anderson, and it was hit so hard that it stunned Jed Lowry. And Edwin is aboard to start the home half of the second.
That was really a good at-bat by Encarnacion, and Anderson is lucky. It just went off his shoe, that it was not any higher. He throws the curveball here, and his landing leg just off his toe. And it deflects over to short, where Lowry's playing, and you see he was going up the middle, then had a backhand on it, and he just never came up with it. So there's another little bobble. They might have had an out, but it'll go as a base hit. Or did they give an error?
Brett the Toe Anderson.
They gave him an error. So now Oakland has made an error in every game of this series.
Brandon Geyer takes a strike. Ball gets away, but Edwin will not advance. You know, you look at that play by Lowry and compare it to the one that Edwin made. Edwin had to dive for it. Lowry did not. But both players had the ball in their glove.
Right.
And the miscue came from getting the ball out of the glove.
Right. And one
was a hit, one was an error.
Yeah.
Geyer spanks it down the left field line. That'll go into the corner. That'll set Edwin all the way to third. Geyer into second base with a double. Sixth double of the year for Geyer. And his ability to hit left-handed pitching has kept him afloat. That's 15 hits against lefties on the year and 59 at-bats.
Changeup to Geyer right here, where he put a good swing on it. It's the Indians' first hit this afternoon. So it sets up the inning here in the second with second and third and nobody out.
Rajay Davis. Up and away, ball one. Last 19 games, Rajay 16 hits, including a home run, 13 runs scored. And he drives one in the air to right field near the line. Piscotty tagging at third is Edwin. Piscotty makes the grab, and Edwin will not challenge. One down. Take a look at the ball hit by Edwin off the toe of Brett Anderson, courtesy of StatCast, powered by AWS. 107 miles an hour off the bat. It was scorched.
He was lucky it didn't get any more of them than that. Just a little graze on the foot.
Roberto Perez.
Send along some birthday wishes today. JP Bunkowski turning 50, a huge Tribe fan. Happy birthday, JP. Hope all is well.
And that did not look like a strike, but it was called one. So again, the inconsistencies within the strike zone are just head scratching. That, I don't know. Now the 1-2. Popped up foul. Olsen gives it a look. He can't see it for the sun anyway. And it goes into the crowd. Roberto Perez has 4 hits against left-handed pitching this year. 4 for 13. That's good for a 308 mark. But with runners in scoring position, just 3 for 23. A 130 average. .21 out of 35 have been strikes from the left-hander for Oakland. Taking a long look in. Now we're ready. And another foul ball by Perez. Edwin Encarnacion at third. Brandon Guyer, the tying run at second base.
Still just a 1-2 count. And Perez has fouled off about three straight. If Anderson tries to waste one and maybe make him chase. That was it.
2-2. Eric Gonzalez waiting on deck. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Anderson wanted that one, and that was better than the previous pitch that was called a strike. Full count.
That's just the thing right there. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, from behind the plate. You have to be consistent because both hitters and pitchers now are wondering what's going on.
The 3-2. And it's ball 4. And the appeal, they ring him up. Two down.
That'll be the second strikeout. Let's take a look from the side and see what happens. I don't think so. But it's called. He is rung up. He can't believe it. So it's out number 2. Now Anderson has a chance to escape here as the pitching coach is going to jog out and have a talk with him.
Now Eric Gonzalez trying to find the magic that he had working earlier this year. He really cooled off in June. In May, he batted .438 in the 15 games that he played, including 4 doubles, a homer, 8 runs batted in. But in June, hit just 188 in 15 games.
Well, a nice base hit here to tie it up would be just what the doctor ordered. Scott Emerson, their pitching coach, had his say and went back. Remember, first base is still open. You have Allen on deck.
It might have been that he said to Anderson, Gonzalez is an exuberant young player, an aggressive swinger. You might not have to throw him a strike because he hasn't really challenged him. Those first 2 pitches both out of the zone. But Eric very patiently waiting. It's 2-0.
Well, this is where you have to, you know, sort of have a little patience in your at bat, even though there are 2 outs, and I know you want to get the runners home. Well, now he's just missed with the first 3. You shouldn't. I don't think you're going to see anything very good. Yeah, they're trying to play on his aggressiveness, no question.
Swung at a 3-0 pitch and popped it up. Olsen fighting the sun. Makes the catch. The Indians strand a pair. 2 complete. Oakland 2, Cleveland nothing. Three, 4, 5 hitters due for the A's. Jed Lowry will lead it off. Bieber quickly gets ahead of Lowry 0-2. He flied to center his first time up. And he's 2 for 8 in the series. And he is down on 3 pitches. Bieber's 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. Our Lowe's whole team together focuses on Indians starting pitching, and it's been really good. Since June 17th, they're 13-4 collectively, 2.79 ERA.
Yeah, they have been consistent all year long.
And in the last 9 series finales, to repeat, Indian starting pitchers have given up 2 runs or less 8 times, and in the other start 3 runs allowed. And the starters have the win in all 9 of those games. Including 2 authored by Shane Bieber as he puts Chris Davis in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. 4th strikeout for Bieber. He fans a pair here in the 3rd.
Now stepping in.
Well, here comes a nice slider here from Bieber, and he's starting to reel it in a little bit and get a feel for everything settling in. So back-to-back strikeouts to start the 3rd here. He has 4 on the afternoon.
Matt Olson steps in. He walked his only time up in the 1st inning. Indians shift 3 on the right side of the infield, and Olson goes wailing away at it. This is Olson's 6th career game against the Indians. He has a hit in the first 5 games against Cleveland, and make it 6 for 6. 2-out single. Keeps the inning alive for Stephen Piscotty.
Batting down for Oakland, the right fielder, Stephen Piscotty.
He hit this ball right on the nose. That thing is a line drive, and it's by Ramirez before he could barely take a step. 2-out single will continue the inning.
Piscotty was called out on strikes to end the 1st inning.
Let's finish our birthday wishes. Betty Allensworth of Wainwright is turning 85. Happy birthday to you. John and Anita Gumbersack of Santa Fe, New Mexico, celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Now the 1-1. And a liner to right. Geyer makes the chest high catch. The side is retired. Middle of the 3rd. Oakland 2, Cleveland nothing. of inning number 3. Jim Tressel taken in the ball game this afternoon. President of Youngstown State University. Proud alum of Baldwin Wallace, where he played quarterback for his father, the late Lee Tressel, and then later he coached the Ohio State Buckeyes to the national championship in 2002. And all those years spent in Berea, you can bet he is still a tried and true Cleveland sports fan, whether it be the Indians, the Browns, the Cavaliers. Greg Allen leading off for the Indians here in the home half of the 3rd. Brett Anderson ties him up, and it's 1-2. Fouled back. Liner to short, caught for out number 1. Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Francisco Lindor now 37 multi-hit games. That's tied for most in the American League. He has scored a run in 7 straight and 79 overall, most in the majors. And we still have plenty of baseball to go before we actually get to the All-Star break 1 week from today.
7 more after today. He just continues to make a lot of left turns.
A ground out his first time up. Out of play. Brett Anderson is only 30 years old, and you can see even in the first couple innings for a left-handed starter why there was so much promise when he was a second-round pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks more than a decade ago. Lindor strikes out and there are 2 down. But his career has been a cautionary tale that you just never know in baseball. The year after he was drafted in the 2nd round, he was in a car accident, suffered a concussion in July, pitched 4 innings the rest of the year. The next season, a strained left thumb on his pitching hand caused him to miss 2 months of the season. In 2010, he missed a month with a flexor tendon strain in his business elbow. Later that same season, elbow tendonitis cost him 2 more months. The following season in 2011, left elbow soreness, missed a month, and then had Tommy John surgery. After he came back from the Tommy John surgery, a right oblique strain put him on the DL. And we're just halfway through his DL stints in his career. The Indians go in order, and we go to the 4th, 2-0 Oakland. Fourth inning, bottom third of the A's order. Matt Chapman, Marcus Semien, Josh Phegley. Chapman is 6 for 9 in the series with 3 doubles. His leadoff double in the second led to the A's second run of this game.
Well, and that double that he hit, it was a pitch that I think was out of the strike zone. Now ahead in the count 0-2. Let's see how they try to get him out.
Ball one. That one's right down Broadway. 5th strikeout for Bieber. One down here in the 4th inning.
Well, the Ohio Cup returns to Cleveland when the Reds make their way to Progressive Field for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night. Grab a $15 district ticket presented by Pastime, Ohio, and get yours at Indians.com. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all night games here. The Reds for the Ohio Cup Series.
Brandon Geyer in right field near the line. Pulls it down, 2 away. And the A's catcher, Josh Phegley, heads to the plate. Grounded out his first time up. A little low. Now the 1-1. Swung on and missed. The bottom just fell out of that baby. And it's 1-2. The 1-2 offering to first base. Encarnacion stays with the bobble. And the A's go 1-2-3.
off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Two-0 Oakland on top, bottom of the fourth inning. Meat of the order for the Indians here. Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Brandon Guyer. Brett Anderson spinning a shutout through the first three on just one hit. And Jose Ramirez, who grounded out, takes a strike. Ground ball to third, another routine play. One down. Swinging to summer tomorrow night. Ohio Cup action. Reds will be in town. Our coverage starts at 6:30. First pitch at 7. Swinging to summer on Sportstime Ohio and Fox Sports Go, presented by Click It or Ticket. Cincinnati playing some inspired baseball of late. They lost a heartbreaker yesterday to Chicago. But under Jim Riggleman, they've turned things around. Pulled it foul.
They better put up a shield over there in that camera bay. And Mike Sarbaugh over there, he's hitting a lot of foul balls that way the last couple of days.
Up high, 1-2. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. How about that? It just dropped between 3 fielders. Nobody took charge. Everybody was kind of drifting on it. Even the right fielder, Piscotty, who had the longest way to go to get there, couldn't quite take charge, and it ended up just falling. And Edwin has himself a gift single.
The shift burned him there, and you'll see.
And the sun.
Lowry, yeah, he's running over. He can't see it. The only one that had an opportunity would have been Olsen, and that's almost an impossible play for a first baseman to get out that far running into play. So the shift hurt him that time, and Edwin gets a base hit with the single. It's only the second hit for the Indians. But that's where you get burned. That sun, running it that way, you're running it right into the sun.
Brandon Guyer had the first hit of the game for the Indians. It was a ringing double down into the left field corner, and the Indians had second and third with nobody out in the second inning. But they never advanced from there. Bounces. Once again, that's the second time Edwin has been on first base. Almost identical balls in the dirt, bouncing away to the catcher's right, but he just can't advance.
Well, you get a look at it. He wanted to go, but the one thing when you're on first base, it's a little different angle to see how far that ball gets away. I think he had a better chance on the first time than that time there. But you have to anticipate that. You've got to be expecting it, and when it happens, you just go. The minute you think about it, you can't.
Guyer wasn't going to budge. That ball just missed him. 2-2. Fouled right back. Stays 2-2. After Brett Anderson had the Tommy John surgery, and it looked like everything was on track to get back, you know, kind of start from ground zero. In 2013, he suffered an ankle injury, and he missed 4 months of the season with that. Then after he came back, he missed 3 more months with a broken left index finger in 2014. Then he had low back surgery. He missed almost all of 16 with a second back surgery. Last year, a back strain sidelined him again, and this year, a shoulder strain landed him on the DL as he walks Brandon Geyer, and the Indians had 2 on with 1 out.
I'm surprised he's even standing up.
But sandwiched in between all of that, and this is what really is kind of crazy, is that in 2015, he was with the Dodgers. He had signed a free agent deal after he was cut loose by Colorado. He goes 10-9, has his best year ever in the big leagues with the Dodgers. 10-9 with a 3.69 ERA. And the Dodgers offered him a qualifying, one of those qualifying offers.
Right.
They expected him to turn it down and become a free agent. He took it for $15.8 million and made a handful of starts because he was injured again the following season in 16. That's when he had the back injury.
Why would you give it to him, knowing the history of his injuries?
Rajay Davis flied to right with a runner at third, nobody out in the second inning, but it wasn't deep enough to get that run home. He drives this one to right, but not deep enough to do any damage, and the runners hold 2 away. And once again, Roberto Perez with 2 on. This time 2 out. Perez was the batter with second and third, 1 out in the second inning, and struck out.
Thought he had a walk. They checked it. First base umpire Cederstrom said, no, you went on the check swing. Or it would have been bases loaded and a walk.
Foul right back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwin in scoring position for the second time today. Up high, 2-1.
Fans want to get a base hit here and get something rolling. They want to get up and get the energy going here. Indians are going to need a 2-out base hit and a 3-1 count. I'll tell you, he's thrown a lot of pitches to this point in the ball game.
.42 of 74 for strikes, and that's foul.
Fourth inning, he's at 75 pitches, a long second inning. And now we have a full count, and we'll see if they can continue this fourth inning. He's at 22. They'll be off and running.
And this time he draws the walk. Bases are loaded. 2 walks in the inning. And with 2 down, Eric Gonzalez the batter. Last time Gonzalez was up, he had a 3-0 count and swung away, popped it up on the infield at end of the frame.
Yeah, to me that was a little mind-boggling how, you know, it's a utility guy that hasn't been playing a whole lot. You get a 3-0 count and first base was open. I'm surprised they let him swing at that pitch. He should have been taking at least 1.
In the dirt, and no challenge from Edwin down at third. And wisely so. Really didn't get that far away. Popped him up, foul. This is out of play. 1-1. Brett Anderson has not been afraid to challenge his catcher. He's thrown 5 pitches with runners on base in the dirt. This one's a routine bouncer to third. Inning over. The Indians leave him loaded. Through 4, 2-0 Oakland. And mattresses, shop Levin's. It's 2-0 Oakland advantage as we go to the 5th inning. Top of the order for the A's. Dustin Fowler will lead it off. He had an RBI single in the 2nd inning that accounted for the last run in this game. Dustin Fowler's a guy that maybe in some regards he's lucky to be playing. Last year, the former Yankees farmhand, they drafted him out of high school in Georgia. He made it to the big leagues last year, and in his debut at U.S. Cellular Field, top of the 1st, he's in the on-deck circle when the inning ends. He goes out to right field, and a foul ball down the right field line. He goes chasing after it, and he slammed into an exposed metal electrical box down the right field line. Blew his knee out, and season-ending surgery. Didn't get the bat. A lot of people were saying, "Oh no, it's another Moonlight Graham. He'll never play." You know, he was that close to realizing his major league dream. But then in the offseason, he ends up getting traded. I'm sorry, not in the offseason, but at the deadline. he gets traded. He was part of the Sonny Gray package.
Oh, okay.
Which is how he ended up with the A's, but he's fully recovered. He's back. But the story doesn't end there, as he's called out looking for the 6th strikeout today by Shane Bieber. He is suing the U.S. Cellular Field folks.
Guaranteed rate, yeah.
Because of that box, or yeah, whatever they call it now. Because of the metal electrical box and the fact that it was exposed and it was there. It hadn't been there before.
Interesting.
And it is still in litigation as we speak.
Interesting.
Pop foul left side, and that is just barely out of play.
Well, I will say this about Bieber. First time through, he was up in the strike zone. He was throwing a lot of pitches. He threw 40 pitches the first time through the line. Second time, 29. He's reeled it in, a lot like that game he last pitched in Kansas City. He started to get the ball down. Now he's very aggressive. He's had now 12 0-2 1-2 counts.
Pop foul out of play. Well, he very easily could be pitching a shutout.
He should be. There's no doubt about it. It should be a 0-0 game as we speak. Ball that was lost in the sun and a 2-out double when he shouldn't have had to face the guy, and then with a chance to get out of the second inning, Encarnacion couldn't get the ball out of his glove after a diving stop.
Called a ball.
He picked the wrong day to pitch, like as you mentioned. You know, in this series, the first 2 nights of this strike zone, they were a little bit bigger.
Swung on and missed. He just comes back, makes a nasty breaking ball. 7th strikeout of the day for Shane Bieber. And so our mid-game summary looks like this. Chris Davis, there's the RBI double. That's the first run of the game. Then in the second inning, here's the ball we were talking about. Encarnacion, great diving stop, but he has the ball. But in the transfer, he dropped it. It was ruled a hit. And that's the only other run today. Jed Lowry 0 for 2. This ball scorched to deep center, but Allen is on the warning track to make the catch. 7 straight retired by Bieber. 2-0 Oakland.
than what he's been going through in his career. And he said that him and Terry Francona had a long conversation the last time he got sent back in Columbus. And he said he was so worried about his batting average. And Tito basically told him, worry about the small things, whether it's backing people up in the outfield, whether it's moving runners. He goes, do the small things, and that will make you a better player going forward. Craig said he appreciated when he got to Columbus. That's what he worked on, and Tito said he was hitting the best he's been hitting all year when they called him back up a few days ago.
Well, makes sense. The little things are what mean the biggest difference. He has talent.
Three hits in the series, couple of stolen bases. Pops this one straight up. Shallow right. Tough Sunfield though. Lowry can't find it. And he did at the last second. And he holds on. One away.
Well, I got to tell you, they play in one of the toughest sun fields going out there in Oakland. We mentioned it out there, and you can see he hung with it. And Piscotty came in to call him off and help him out there, but you know, that's really a tough situation. He didn't say he didn't see it. He sort of had to hang in there with it. But boy, they end up making a catch. It's a tough Sunday here today.
Top of the order, Francisco Lindor 0 for 2. Lindor grounded out in the first inning. Struck out in the third. And the Indians still with just 2 hits on the day and really only 1 legitimate hit until now. Lindor with a drive to deep center, but that dies on the warning track. Hit it well. Not sure if the breeze may have helped to knock it down a little bit, but 2 away.
Well, he hit it good, but you're hitting it to the biggest part of the ballpark. And I'll tell you, it's not an easy place at 400 to hit it out of. He didn't get it all, got under it a little bit, and then wind, I think, had something to do with it.
It's picked up again.
Yep, it had something to do with it, knocking it down.
Michael Brantley looks at a fastball upstairs.
But when you look, you know, at the first 4 guys in this lineup, he's been able to control them today. If you can do that with the way the rest of the lineup is constructed, there's a good chance. That's why he's only given up 2 hits. One of the hits probably should have been caught.
Once again, the inconsistency of the home plate umpire is causing consternation. Two offering. Big chopper. Lowry from the outfield grass. And a good stretch by Olsen. The Indians go 1, 2, 3. And through 5 it remains 2-0 Oakland. Due up for the A's, Chris Davis, Matt Olson, Stephen Piscotty. Chris Davis doubled in a run in the first, struck out in the third. Shane Bieber has retired the last 7 in a row. And 10 out of the last 11.
Yeah, and he just continues to throw strikes and lock in. 56 of his 81 pitches have been strikes.
Up the gut. Chris Davis with his second hit of the game and his 5th hit in the series, just as he did against the Indians back in Oakland. He had 5 hits in the series. Check in with Gabriela Cruz.
Thanks, guys. Well, the New York Yankees make their only trip to Progressive Field starting on Thursday for a 4-game series, and the first 12,500 fans are going to get a Carlos Carrasco bobblehead thanks to our friends at KeyBank. Speaking of KeyBank, it is a KeyBank hassle-free weekend, which means there's going to be giveaways all game, every game, so be sure to get your tickets. We'll send it back to Rick and Matt.
Thanks, Gabriella. Here is Matt Olson bunting, and it's foul up the third base side.
Well, trying to take that base hit that they were giving him right there, and maybe tried to be just a little too fine with it. If you get it on the grass, he had it. Oakland with their 6 hits today. Every time they've been able to get a base hit, Bieber had an 0-1 count. He was ahead of the hitters. So he continues to come at him.
To right field, Geyer got twisted one way, but able to spin back around and make the grab for out number 1.
He's had a strikeout in every inning, but he comes down and he really starts settling in. And early in the game, he was searching for the strike zone. He made some really close pitches, and when he's missed today, it hasn't been by much, but he's locked it down. He's locked it down. 7 strikeouts, just 1 walk.
Bieber has been effective by getting ahead. 60 out of 85 pitches have been strikes. 19 out of 24 first pitch strikes. Ties him up 0-2. I tell you, Piscotty did well just to get a piece of that. That was right at the knees at the bottom of the strike zone. Bounced the breaking ball in front of the plate. Perez able to smother. Davis didn't want to chance it.
That's a nice job of saving an extra base right there. That ball hit way out in front of the plate. I don't know if it caught his mask and it ricocheted so far. Nope, off that left shoulder pad, and it gets out in front of the plate. But boy, both Indians catchers do a great job at that with runners on base, blocking balls in the dirt. It's something that goes unseen, but certainly not unnoticed.
Right field and deep. Geyer is back, and it is gone. And for the second game in a row, Stephen Piscotty with a big home run, a 2-run shot here in the 6th. And it's now 4-0 Oakland.
Piscotty with number 9 makes it a 4-0 game, and there's a pitch up and out over the plate. It was a fastball, 92. He certainly stayed on it, and you can see him let it track deeper into the zone. Goes the other way.
Yesterday it was a 2-run homer in the 11th for Piscotty.
Fourth home run allowed by Bieber.
This time he was down on the count and is able to come back and hit a big home run for the A's.
Fastball. That's just a good piece of hitting. Not that it's crunch, but he certainly hit it deep enough to get out of here.
That's going to stay fair. And Bieber cuts in front of Edwin to make the play himself, and it was probably a good thing that he did.
Yeah, when in doubt, take it yourself if you can get it going that way.
Hitting now for Oakland, shortstop Marcus Semien.
So 2 down for Marcus Semien. Waves at it, strike 1. .95 pitches on the day, and Bieber has Semien down on the count 0-2. And a long fly ball to left. Back is Rajai Davis. It's over his head. Slams off the wall. Rajai plays it perfectly and holds Semien to a long 2-out single.
That ball hit hard, and Davis, he played it beautifully off that wall. He just turned and let it come back to him as it hits the wall and held him to a single. Really a good job on the breaking ball. Can't play it any better than that.
Josh Phegley 0 for 2, could be the last hitter of the day for Bieber.
Yeah, they have the lefty warming up, I'm sure, for Fowler, who is on deck. 3 hits in the inning, 8 hits for the ball game.
On a play right side. Mark Zubchinski, the lefty, Dan Otero, the right-hander. To third base, Ramirez with a nice hop, flips it to Gonzalez. Inning over. 2-run homer by Stephen Piscotty. 4-0 Oakland, middle of the 6th.
Enjoy the pregame in the district. It is presented by Miller Lite. Then after, there will be a Led Zeppelin 50th anniversary fireworks show presented by Pepsi. KeyBank will be providing fans with exclusive experiences and giveaway as part of the KeyBank hassle-free weekend. Back here, bottom of the 6th, Brett Anderson coming out. He's facing Ramirez, Encarnacion, and Geyer gets ahead of Ramirez 0-1. Make it 0-2. He's only given up 2 hits today. There is Buckner, the only left-hander that they have. Petit, the righty. They are loose and ready to go.
Andre almost took one off the chin.
Good depth to that pitch, Andre. Be careful.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Ramirez, who has grounded out twice today. And the Indians offense sluggish at best. Just 2 hits on the afternoon. The middle, and that's through. Well, Jose Ramirez with a leadoff single here in the 6th for Cleveland. And that's going to be it for Brett Anderson. Bob Melvin not going to waste any time. Anderson goes 5 innings. And after his 3rd hit of the afternoon, he will be relieved by the right-hander Yasmero Petit. So the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Oakland 4, Cleveland nothing. We'll be right back. Down to the Final 4 in the World Cup. France, Belgium. Coverage begins 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. You can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. It all begins Tuesday. New pitcher is Yasmero Petit. On to face Edwin Encarnacion, who has reached on an error and has singled. Petit has given up 9 runs in his last 16 innings of work. Gets ahead of Encarnacion with a strike. Three defenders on the left side of the infield for Oakland. Didn't mean to, fouls it off. 0-2.
Just trying to check the swing there. Well, you can see where he hits all of his ground balls, and that's where they're at. But he's going to still have to hustle if he hits it, you know, to Semien or between him and Lowry. Nobody's going to be able to get there and cover. They're banking that he hits it hard enough at one of those guys on the left side.
How about a line drive base hit in the left field? And the Indians' first two aboard to start the bottom of the sixth.
Goes off the end of the bat. It's a slider from Petit. Not a bad pitch. Edwin stayed on it nicely and hits it into left field. That'll fall in front of Canna. So they have something brewing here. First and second, nobody out here in the bottom half of the sixth, and we're going to get Tyler Naquin pinch hitting for Geyer.
Naquin 2 for 8 as a pinch hitter. The Indians had their first two on in the second. They had 2 on, 1 out in the fourth and could not score. First two aboard here in the sixth. Out of play, 0-2. Strike 3 called. 1 away.
Comes in with a fastball. There you'll see it right on the edge, outside corner. Dots the eye, gets the call. Out number 1.
It's the 5th time Petit has faced the Indians. He's given up 5 runs in just 7 in the 3rd innings prior to today. Rajay Davis with Roberto Perez on deck. Popped him straight up at home plate. Fegley, foul ground, 2 down. Seven pitches, 7 strikes, and now 2 down. That'll leave it up to Roberto Perez. Roberto struck out in the 2nd inning. He walked to load him up in the 4th with 2 down. foul right back. Nine pitches, 9 strikes. Check swing and a foul. 10 for 10. Wow, just missed. And it's 1-2.
Well, it was a good pitch on 0-2. See if you can get him to expand that zone. He did not swing. It was just a little bit off the plate.
And a foul back out of play. The inning started with a base hit by Ramirez, and Encarnacion followed with a single. But then the pinch hitter Tyler Naquin called out on strikes. Rajay fouled out right at home plate. And now Roberto Perez in the hole, 1-2. Now the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Inning over. Name says Petit. He was anything but. Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. We go to the 7th inning here in Cleveland. Dan Otero will come on in relief from Shane Bieber. Otero pitched the final 2 innings in the series opener, striking out 3, did not allow a hit. Tyler Naquin stays the game in right field. Top of the order for Oakland. Dustin Fowler will lead it off. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Foul out of play. Late on that swing, 0-2.
Tell you, that was a good sinker down and away. You could tell by the swing by Dustin Fowler, that thing just took off.
And he came right back with it again, strikes him out. Our great clip of the game from yesterday, some defense saving the game at this point yesterday. Lindor with a diving stop in the hole. If he doesn't come up with it, the A's would have taken the lead right there.
Absolutely. What a play that was. Picked it up right before it hit the ground.
Mark Canha takes a fastball for a strike. Strike 3 called. Otero with back-to-back Ks here in the 7th.
Yeah, he's on a roll too. 6 pitches, 6 strikes.
Now approaching the plate.
On this date, back in 1997, the All-Star game came to Cleveland, and Sandy Alomar was the game's most valuable player. A memorable home run hit to the bleachers, propelling the AL to the win.
How about that? Didn't seem that long ago, did it? That was his year, 97. Career year.
We're going to hear from Sandy coming up. Upstairs to Jed Lowry. 0 for 3 today. Two and 1 to count on Lowry. Indians will host the All-Star game next summer. Three and 1. This year's Midsummer Classic will head to our nation's capital, and next year it'll be right here. Deep right field. And gone. Just did clear the wall. It's like it disappeared. Just over the right field wall. And it's 5-0 Oakland. Jed Lowry's 16th home run of the year and his 2nd in this series.
That's all it was. It was a line drive, a good stroke put on the baseball, and it had some carry to it. Boy, I'll tell you, that was the sinker down, and he's throwing nothing but strikes. He had 7 straight through 3 balls, and then this one that gets back in. count in his favor. It just clears and gets over the yellow line. So it's 5-0 now, Oakland.
Seventh home run in the series for Oakland.
79 on the road for the year. By far and away.
They moved ahead of the Indians in home runs in the American League.
Yeah, 79 of their 121 have come on the road.
And Encarnacion giving it a look. Can't get there. There's a smash in the right center. That'll go all the way to the wall. Davis will pull into second base with a 2-out double. That's going to be it for Dan Otero.
Well, he just ropes this ball into right center field. His third hit of the day, his second double. And this is an Oakland team that, boy, you get into that seventh inning, you have to be careful. Though Zipchinski will be coming on into this ball game.
Presented by Pastime, Ohio. Tickets available for Wednesday's game against the Reds at Indians.com/Ohio Cup. Cincinnati will be here for a 3-game series beginning tomorrow night. Mark Zipchinski on to face Matt Olson. Runner at second, 2 down. Good looking pitch. Even Zipchinski, who just came into the game, shakes his head and smiles.
He's been watching out in that bullpen all day long. He shouldn't be surprised. Maybe too, by the way that Perez caught that ball, it looked like it might have been a little farther out than what it was. But Zipchinski on for, I'm sure, just this one hitter with Piscotty on deck.
2-1 the count. Another ball out of play. And so from 2-0, it's back to even at 2-2. Zepchinski, during his time previously with Cleveland, he made 145 appearances out of the bullpen between 2013 and 15, including a career-high 73 games pitched in 2014. 2-2. The 2-2. Now full count. And he walks him. So 2 on, 2 out. Stephen Piscotty coming to the plate. And we've got another timeout for a pitching change. We'll be right back.
Take place Friday, game 2 of the series against the Yankees. Fans 21 and older can enjoy the pregame out in the district. And then after the game, there will be a rock concert anthems fireworks show presented by Marco's Pizza.
For the drive now on the pitch is number 30.
Zach McAllister is the 4th pitcher of the day for the Indians.
And the hitter for Oakland is right fielder Stephen.
3rd pitcher of the inning. He'll be facing Stephen Piscotty, who hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. Left field, Rajay Davis makes the catch. Stretch time here in Cleveland, 5-0 Oakland.
Zero going into the bottom of the 7th inning. But on this date, back in 1997, we talked about Sandy Alomar and the big hit and the big year he had. He was the MVP of the All-Star game. But guys, check out his chest protector. Now that's what the players today call swag, or what Frankie calls swag. And when I talked to Sandy last week, he said he was the originator, not these guys we're watching, of bringing a little style when he was playing the game.
There's nothing wrong with having fun with the players and enjoying what the new generation of players bring. You have to adapt to some of them with the antics they do now. Wow, you know, like, but that's part of the game, man.
Wait. What antics?
No, just fine. That's funny. I think our guys, we as coaches, we have to adapt to the new style. Just bring fun to the game. Major League Baseball is more open-minded now about the things they wear. Like in the past, we could not be show fashion in baseball. Although, you know,
wait. In the one All-Star game, did you wear?
Hold on for a second. Although Sandy Alomar came out with that nice fashion style for catching. I see, when they were going, I was already coming back, bro.
Right.
When it comes to fashion. But there's also limitation. I will get fined. You know, I'll get fined. And Rawlings used to pay my fines for the All-Star game. But it's kind of nice that you see that, you know, all these companies and all the players and Major League Baseball give him a little bit of a breathing room in that department. That way, kids can see how cool it is to wear nice stuff, and it's also part of fashion, man.
You got to look good if you want to play good.
Well, if you don't play good, you still want to look good.
That chest protector was sweet.
Well, you also had the face mask. Remember a couple weeks ago, Matt, you talked about the camera on the mask.
Catcher cam.
Yeah, and he talked about that as well. Trust me, when I sat on to talk to Sandy, I didn't think we would talk about fashion, but he thinks that plays into guys, because one of the quotes he said is, guys have to have fun. And he said Lindor and Ramirez have fun, and that's part of it.
It goes way back. It goes back to your guy George Hendrick wearing his pants all the way down over his shoe tops. It goes back to guys wearing double wide wristbands. You know, whatever it takes. Oscar Gamble wearing his hair all froed out. You know, the giant. I mean, whatever it takes to maybe make yourself stand out so that you feel special.
It was just a sign of the times for Oscar and the way he wore his hair.
But nobody else did. I don't remember seeing other guys do it.
There was a lot of afros, maybe not that long.
The 1-2. Struck him out looking. And Gonzalez 0 for 3.
Yeah, you better be up there ready from that very first pitch. Petit, 16 of his 19 pitches have been strikes.
One ball, two strikes for Greg Allen, who lined to short back in the third inning, popped up on the infield in the fifth. Had 3 hits, a couple of stolen bases earlier in the series. Another pop up on the infield. This will be the first baseman, Olsen. 2 down. Back to the top of the order in Francisco Lindor, who is 0 for 3 today.
To the plate now for the Indians, number 12.
Yeah, there you go. 18 of 22 pitches. Only 4 balls. He came in today and it was just boom, the 10 for 10 right out of the chute.
He was due because the Indians had kicked him around pretty good the first few times that he had faced them.
Oakland now 7 out of the last 8 hitters, they've had him down 0-2, 1-2. They've just been pounding that strike zone. Petit has done that in relief of Anderson. He gave up 1 hit in that 6th inning and he was gone. That was it. And he only gave up 3 hits today.
The 1-1 and a foul right back. Indians offense quiet today. Edwin Encarnacion has 2 hits. Outside of that, nothing doing. Lindor threw the bat at it just to stay alive. A's have out hit him 10-4. Hit the ground. Lindor stays alive.
Did get a piece of it, and watch, it does hit the ground even though it goes into the glove of Begley behind the plate. It's the dirt first.
To third, Chapman. Again, the Indians are retired in order. And we go to the 8th, 5-0 Oakland.
lead the Tribe 5-0 back here in center field. Boy, Jensen, the offense today for the Tribe just hasn't been able to do anything. Runners on base, can't get hits.
0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. You go down the line. Rajay 0 for 3. Gonzalez and Perez combined 0 for 4. Tyler and Aikman 0 for 1. Bottom of the line if this hasn't gotten it done.
All right, we'll talk about it after the game on Indians Live. It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Let's go back upstairs. Here's Matt and Rick.
Thanks, Al. Jensen. Matt Chapman leading off for the A's here in the 8th. A swing and a miss. He is 1 for 3. Doubled and scored back in the 2nd inning. 6 hits in the series. Zach McAllister got the final out of the 7th inning, staying on to work the 8th. Bounced in front of the plate.
The Oakland A's will, after today, head to Houston for a 4-game series, which is going to be a very big series if they're playing as good as they have been. They've struggled against Houston this year, but they're going to have to pick it up in this 4-game series right before the break. That could give them a little momentum going into the break if they have a good series down there.
Fouled back our way. Just a little low. Chopped up the gut. Lindor cuts it off and throws him out, 1 away. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Tyler Olson in a rehab game last night at AAA struck out the only man he faced. He's pitched 3 times in the last 4 days without incident. And Andre has the very latest there.
Well, with that, Matt, that could mean that we could see a move made over the next 24 to 48 hours. Tyler is back here in Cleveland. They're going to have a discussion after the game with him and with the staff and what they should go with next when it comes to Tyler Olson. But they've been happy with what he's done so far.
All right, thank you. Fly ball center field. Back goes Greg Allen. Runs it down. 2 down.
Now to the plate for Oakland, the catcher, Josh Beckley.
Josh Fegley went too far. He is 0 for 3 today. Almost the same exact check
right.
swing. This time they said he didn't go.
I thought we were watching a replay right there. Same pitch, same reaction.
Different call.
Well, the home plate umpire wanted help that time and he didn't get it.
Full swing. Empty. 1 and 2. Buzzed him back, but Fegley able to get out of the way. And the 2-2 offering. Just a bit outside. Full count. I guess that was 2-2, huh?
It's 4 balls, isn't it?
Okay. No, that's ball 4. Just nobody else realized it. Yeah.
Full count. I was waiting to see him go to first base. McAllister was upset. He had the number 9 there. I heard him say something. And the hitter didn't realize it. So a 2-out walk.
Top of the order, Dustin Fowler, 1 for 4. RBI single back in the second. Has struck out twice since then. His RBI single, though, was a sharply hit ground ball on the right side of the infield, on which Edwin Encarnacion made a terrific diving stop on. But then trying to get the ball out of his glove to flip it to first, he dropped the ball, and it was ruled a hit. Tough play. No one will get it. And scampering to third is Fegley. And the A's have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Just one hit into the triangle there. Nobody's going to get there. That'll be another hit. That's 11 hits now for Oakland. Still 2 outs.
Marcano 1 for 4. Out of play, right side. McAllister trying to get out of the inning. A walk and a single, and the A's on the verge of adding to their lead. McAllister, though, 1 pitch from getting out of it. Just missed away again. Up the middle, just beyond the reach of a diving Lindor. And it's now 6-0 Oakland, as Marcano has his 34th run batted in of the year. And that's 3 straight, reaching with 2 out here in the 8th.
Well, the 2-out walk comes back to hurt you, the number 9 hitter. And then you get a base hit that, you know, it finds a hole, and this one not hit all that hard, but it's going to find some space out there, so they make it a 6-0 game. Now you got to face one of the best hitters in their lineup.
Jed Lowry homered his last time up. Trying to open up those hips and get to it, but swings over the top. That fastball up and away. And a foul right back. The 1-2 offering, and that's way outside. Jed Lowry first burst onto the scene with Boston back in 08. But he's kind of been an up and down player throughout his career. He's one year he hit 287, the next year 252, then 244, then 290, then 249, then 222. Having a great year with Oakland this season, but strikes out with a couple aboard to end the 8th. Where the A's still out in front 6-0. Bottom of the 8th inning. And the Indians down 6-0. Ryan Buchter, the lone left-hander in the Oakland bullpen. Buchter on in relief of Yasmero Petit, who went 2 scoreless innings, allowing just 1 hit. And he struck out 3.
Filled the strike zone with strikes today.
Up and away. Ball 1 to Michael Brantley, 0 for 3 today. The big surprise today was Brett Anderson. Brantley pops one up. Semien the shortstop. One down. Brett Anderson got the start, and he was terrific. He went 5 innings, 3 hits, shutout baseball, walked 2, struck out 3. As we recap our storylines brought to you by Ford. This is not what you expected from a guy who in 4 starts in May had an 0-2 record and a 7.63 ERA, went on the DL with a shoulder strain. Wasn't expected to make this start initially, wasn't even on the docket, and then last night they announced he would start today, and he was really good.
Activated him today, and sure, step off the DL and pitches a gem. 3 hits allowed, 5+ innings. Looking to go 3-0 in his career against the Indians.
It's weird that it almost feels like today is the last game going into the All-Star break, and at times the way the schedule falls, this would be the last Sunday going into the All-Star break, but this year it's a little later. And of course you get to the All-Star break and you're a little bit closer to the trading deadline. The rumors start really picking up speed, and everybody's talking about who's going to be dealt where. But this year you get the feeling there's more rumor activity ahead of the trading deadline as Ramirez sends one to center. And a lot of that has to do with some of the big names that are available. Manny Machado's name is the one that's being bandied about, and Ken Rosenthal, our buddy from Fox Sports, is reporting that the Orioles have received offers from 7 teams, including the Indians, and that a deal could be somewhat imminent. Andre, is there any buzz in the Indians clubhouse when those kind of rumors start floating around?
You guys know there's always TVs on in the clubhouse, especially before the games, and these guys get ready for the game, and they hear it, and I think everyone is curious as to what they will do. I think the one thing that they all go off of, most of the guys in the clubhouse, the last 2 years, the Indians have made some pretty decent moves at the trade deadline. So I think guys are interested for sure. I think that most of them want to know who could it be for.
Yeah.
You know, and who would they move possibly to do something like that?
Well, not surprisingly, this is just what's been reported. The name that's been thrown out is Francisco Mejia.
Yes.
The question is, would the Indians be willing to part with a highly touted prospect like that for what amounts to a very short-term rental?
Yeah, and that's what the question I have. Now, here's what I can tell you when we talked about Francisco Mejia to Tito yesterday. His name was brought up with the injury to Lonnie Chisenhall, and he's been trying to play outfield, and Tito was very frank and upfront, and he said, I don't know if he wants to be an outfielder. He says we've tried to get him to play the outfield, but his heart isn't in it the way it has been to play catcher. So to me, and usually Tito doesn't say something like that about a player that they're trying to cultivate and bring along. It seemed like there was some frustration where they're at right now with Francisco Mejia developing as an outfielder.
Well, if you have a chance to come to the big leagues and play the outfield, like from what I understand he could be a right fielder, why you wouldn't want to get to the big leagues is beyond me.
It makes you curious who's talking to him, March, doesn't it?
I have no I just can't comprehend that.
Now, when he was in Chicago, remember he came up with the team in Chicago, and I asked him, I said, how's, playing the outfield? And he looked at me and he kind of said, kind of shook his shoulders, almost to say he's not comfortable with it. And maybe that's what it is. I'm not making excuses. I don't have words for it. But I know the team is pushing for him, and he's been playing outfield every 2-3 days down in Columbus in left field and right field.
Yeah, but as you've said before, playing in the minor leagues is one thing, but if they have to feel very comfortable to be able to call you up and put you in the outfield in a major league game. Edwin draws a walk.
And you're right, and I think that's where Tito is going with this. He did take extra fly balls in spring training, but I think they want to see him go with the same effort he made to become a catcher. They want to see him do the same thing as an outfielder. Now, Art, you tell us, is that a lot to ask for a young guy playing in the minors where he's catching catching 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and trying to play outfield as well?
I don't think so. They ask that about everybody now. That's the way of the game now. They want you to play a couple of different positions. It's only going to enhance his opportunity to play at the big leagues if he can catch and play outfield. So why he wouldn't want to do it, I can't answer that. I just think it's crazy.
Well, and the other question I have, Matt, is how much do you give for a player that you're not even going to have for a half of season?
Yeah, and I think therein lies the great question that many teams are going to have to debate and have to come to terms with.
Do any of you guys think that Machado's really coming here?
No,
I don't.
I think that I've said to you, both of you, I think they're going more for the relievers than they are for him.
Yes, I can't see Machado coming here.
Because the elephant in the room is he's playing shortstop. You'd have to make him go to third base. You'd have to move your third baseman. And the elephant truly in the room is what happens with Jason Kipnis, right? That'd be a lot of movement for a team in first place. That's all I'm saying.
You're certainly not moving Frankie off short, so he's got to go to third if they go after him.
And remember, Machado basically went out of his way to tell Baltimore he wasn't playing anywhere but shortstop this year.
Right.
So you think all of a sudden he wants to go back to third?
Yeah.
That would have to be a lot of conversation and a lot of change.
I just don't see it happening.
And I think outfielders are what they're looking for. I don't think. And Adam Jones, I think he's played for 10. He's got the 10-5 rule, right? I don't think he can be moved unless he wants to be moved. So I don't know how much they want to move him, but they've got a lot of guys that can be moved in Baltimore.
Naquin goes down swinging, and the inning comes to an end. We'll go to the ninth. Oakland 6, Cleveland nothing. Transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Ninth inning, new pitcher for the Indians, Josh Tomlin. Be the fifth pitcher of the afternoon for the Indians. The 1-0 pitch, and Chris Davis sends one sky high to right field. Tyler Naquin makes the catch. One down. Austin Jackson, who had a sort of a revival season with the Indians last year, signed a 2-year, $6 million deal in the offseason with the Giants. He's been traded to the Rangers, along with Corey Guerin and Jason Barr, for a player to be named later or cash considerations. But Jerry Fraley of the Dallas Morning News reports that Rangers GM John Daniels told Austin Jackson to hold off on reporting. which leads Jerry Fraley to believe they're going to turn around and spin him to somebody else.
No kidding.
Interesting, though. The wheels are starting to move. The 1-0.
Could it be the Indians? If you're looking for an outfielder, came back, had a good year last year.
Yeah. He hasn't had the kind of year. Does he hit 242 this year? No home runs.
But he's playing. Was he playing pretty much every day over there in San Francisco? He wasn't playing every day here. They were.
That's he had 165 plate appearances. So.
Oh, that's not that many.
No. Didn't the Giants add Andrew McCutchen too in the offseason?
Yes, they sure did.
Best laid plans, right?
They got Longoria.
That's right, yeah. Three balls, two strikes, the count on Matt Olson. A couple of walks, a base hit, and now a strikeout. Two down, our Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. This was a big hit for Oakland. It was 2-0 at the time. This made it 4-0. They have since added two more. But the overall play of this game has been the pitching of Oakland. They've held the Indians to just 4 hits, and they have shut them out through 8. Speaking of shutouts, Tampa Bay blanked the Mets in New York 9-0. Mets had just 2 hits. Twins are shutting out Baltimore 2-0. They're in the 6th in the Twin Cities. Boston leads Kansas City 4-3. They're in the 6th at Kauffman Stadium in KC. Here's the 1-2 to Piscotty, and a foul back over the screen. White Sox down in Houston. Deadlocked with the Astros. 1-1. They're in the 7th. Houston, the second team in baseball to get to 60 wins with their 5th straight yesterday, 60-31. Boston began the day 61-29. I know it's a down year for the Central, but it's hard to believe that the 3rd place A's are on the verge to getting to 50 wins faster than the 1st place Indians. A little bit outside.
And they're still 10 games back in that division. And that's from the 1st place Houston Astros. They're 6.5 back of Seattle for 2nd place.
Back to the screen. Roberto gives it a look, but no. Count stays 3-2.
Scotty's 6 foul balls in this at bat.
Tomlin strikes him out, works a 1-2-3, 9th inning. Last chance for the Indians when we come back. Pagan will come on and pitch for Oakland. Friday night, he worked 2/3 of an inning and gave up 4 runs on 3 hits. Working with a 6-0 lead here in the ninth, trying to clean it up. This is an Oakland team that is 3 outs away from going 6-0-1 in their last 7 series, and that has put them in position to hang around in a very, very tough AL West, where Houston and Seattle are battling for supremacy, but the A's are hanging around, and they go to Houston for a 4-game series beginning tomorrow. And you see right there the numbers. A's about to become the 3rd 50-win team in the division. Andre, what does Tito think about this Oakland bunch and how good they can be?
He loves them. He says they resemble the team that he's managing himself. He likes that they hit the way that they hit. He says they got some young hitters that hit well. The thing that jumps out to him, though, is their bullpen. He says maybe the Indians' rotation is stronger, but he thinks their bullpen is what everybody in baseball wants right now. He says the strength of their back end and that they have them for a couple of years. He says all of baseball is marveling at what the A's have done, because he said controllable relievers right now are a huge commodity, and the Oakland A's have them, and maybe 2 of the best. And that can kind of plays into our conversation last inning, about the trade deadline and trying to trade for relievers that you have control over. And he says it's really hard right now.
Yeah, you're either going to pay a super premium or they're just not going to be available.
Right, and he says the A's have them. But he likes how they play, and he likes Bob Melvin as well. He says he thinks Bob Melvin is probably a guy that manages better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Yeah, he's a very good manager. Been around a long time. He just happens to be in Oakland where they move a lot of players around. Hey, these guys are looking to go 18-6 against the Central Division this year.
To short, big bounce. Semien throws him out and 1 away. And it brings up Roberto Perez. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier because I thought it was somewhat humorous. So in order for Brett Anderson to make the start today, they put Paul Blackburn on the DL. He started the first game of the series. They put him on the DL with something called right elbow lateral epicondylitis.
What is that?
Tennis elbow.
Okay.
I never knew it had a real name. But if somebody ever says, oh, I got tennis elbow, you can say, oh, you mean lateral epicondylitis. They put that out on their media release, and I was looking at that word, and I've never heard of that, so I looked it up. Tennis elbow.
Tennis elbow.
No wonder they used to call it tennis elbow. Nobody could even think about it. Epicondylitis. Is it serious?
Did you look up how to pronounce that?
After I
would have had to.
Yeah. I looked at it and I thought that's what it looked like, but I wanted to be sure. Swung out and missed. You never know when Marcus Welby might stop by.
Marcus
Want to
Welby.
confer.
Where did that come from?
There's a line drive up the middle and a base hit for Eric Gonzalez. That'll keep it alive for the Indians. And a 2-out single brings up Greg Allen. Gonzalez takes off. Greg Allen checks the swing, takes a strike. Allen yanks it fouled on the right side. $27,125 the attendance on this Sunday afternoon. Really good weekend crowds for this series. Hope to see you out here over the next 3 nights when the Indians welcome in the Cincinnati Reds for the Ohio Cup. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Allen strikes out. And that's the ball game. The Oakland A's come to Cleveland. And they win 2 out of 3, shutting out the Tribe this afternoon by a final score of 6-0. Oakland leaves town 10 games over 500 at 50-40. And the Indians also 10 games over 500, but now 49-39 on the season. Brett Anderson gets the win. It's his first. He's 1-2. The loss to Shane Bieber, his first in the majors. He's now 4-1. Not much to talk about today. The Indians skunked, didn't score, shut out, blanked, whatever you want to say. Sometimes you give credit to the other guy. Oakland pitched well.
They came in, they played the Indians very well this year. Last weekend in Oakland, they won 2 out of 3. This weekend in Cleveland, the same way. So, you know, they're playing good baseball. Keep your eye on them the next 4 days when they go down to Houston. That's a team they haven't been able to beat, but if they do, keep an eye on them.
Could still be a very interesting race in the American League West before it's all said and done this year. Well, that's going to wrap things up. We'll be back with you tomorrow night when the Indians host the Cincinnati Reds in the Ohio Cup. Time now for Indians Live with Al and Jensen. Well-pitched game by the A's, and I guess in the end of that's the story of the weekend. That's how they take 2 out of 3.
It certainly was, Matt. Second time this season, Oakland's taken 2 of 3 from the Tribe. They did so in Oakland last weekend, and now here in Cleveland they take 2 of 3, Jensen. The Indians had a 5-game winning streak. Now they've lost 2 in a row, and the offense has really struggled these last couple of games.
No hits with runners in scoring position, and a dismal performance from the bottom of the lineup. Plenty of opportunities, no question about it. Shane Bieber held this team within check for most of this ball game. A 2-run home run late, that kind of does in the Tribe momentum-wise. But give Oakland credit. Their bullpen was really good yesterday. They're starting pitching today out of Brett Anderson. I mean, who would have thought this would have happened?
5 innings, no runs.
Got to tip your cap and give credit where credit's due. Oakland just simply outplayed them this last half of the weekend.
Definitely some topics to talk about. Coming up next on Indians Live, it's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Today, the Oakland A's got an easy win over the Tribe by a final of 6-0. They take 2 of 3 in this weekend set. Make sure you stay with us. Indians Live right around the corner.